G'day! I am a couple of videos behind in getting things to you regarding my writing updates, and I'm closing that door. But I thought what I would do is bring you a very quick writing goals update and let you know what's been happening. Like you've been following along, but let's do a little bit of a executive summary for a mid-year goals update. And I'm going to do a wee bit of a Techo Kaigi update as well. So let's get started. Hi, good to see you again if you're coming back, and hello to all the new people. My name is Leanne Schuller. I am a writer and an artist, and today we're going to do, as I said, a bit of a goals update. I write historical fantasy romance in serial form over on Substack. The address is projectstarfish.substack.com, and it is free for you to read. You don't even need to subscribe, but it would be nice. So thanks to Ali Marza, who is an author tuber on here. Go check them out. They did an update on their writing goals, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I should probably do that too, even though it's already July. But that's okay, right? So, my glasses are dirty as they feel. They are as dirty as they feel. Hold, please. My first goal was to get book 4 of the Midyear Chronicles out and rolling, all season 4, as it is a serial more than a book. There's no actual paperback or ebook for you to read. It's all in serial form, chapter by chapter, week by week. Anyway, it is rolling out. I watched my video and said I was going to do it by April. That did not happen for a number of reasons. One was me figuring out when A Sword for Wellington would actually finish. The other being I had put this little element into book 4 where Aditya is wearing a moonstone pendant, but did I explain its importance or where it came from? No, of course I didn't. So we took care of the where it came from. I dug out an old novel that I had written back in the day, back before I was even published, so it's early. I learned a lot of stuff on this particular draft as well, and one of the problems with that novel was the sagging middle. So I turned it into a novella, tightened the timeline considerably, dropped Lear into the middle of it, and was able to push out a 7-part serial called Sable. No, it's not. The original story was Sable's Moonstone. The new title was Celine's Vow. So I changed character names as well. So Celine's Vow became this part Dragmore, a human who... I don't even know how to describe it. So it explains how Aditya came into possession of this moonstone pendant and the importance it had to at least Celine's family. The importance it's going to have to the story, you're going to have to wait until the next generation sequel, which will probably be coming out 2028, because I'm writing something else in the meantime. So that is book 4. It's rolled out in June instead of April, because I put that 7-part series in. I have also folded in the collaboration so it wasn't too stacked on top of everything. The collaboration going through May and into June, and so people could submit stuff during a longer period of time. I did reach out to people. I think about a third of them said yes. Got a couple of non-responses, a couple of promises to submit, but life happened, as life does. So it all turned out just well and good and fine. I've got a nice little collection of stories there to read. I'll link that collection below so you can check them out, because they're the authors I asked, plus everybody else who joined in. Some great stuff there. I do have a personal favorite, but probably doesn't do to name favorites, does it? Also, that was my second goal, was the collaboration. So that happened. Yay. At the beginning of the month, I was debating between writing the Arthurian prequel, which I've been hot to try to do during the last part of writing book 4, A Shattering of Souls, all this Korean Schiller fantasy romance. Well, due to life circumstances, I'm not going to go into detail, but everyone's fine now. Holidays got cancelled, and so I didn't get to go to Korea this year, and thus that story's research got shelved. So I am going back to South Korea in late 2027. I'll be able then to do research and all that good stuff. and get ready to do that. If that thing still has legs, I'm not entirely convinced it still does. The Arthurian prequel is coming along. I had to take a 2-week break. I had family visiting from overseas, and so I was also at a crossroads with the book, so I just let it sit and marinate and stewed, like literally stewed. So I started writing that in May. I am probably in the second half of the book, and we're in July. And for some reason, I thought I've been writing this thing forever, and joined up on the Rough Draft Challenge, which will be an upcoming vlog. I'll talk about that. But I'm in the Rough Draft Challenge run by Sarah Cannon, Heart Breathings. I'll link to that below. But one of the things I sort of realized as I was been editing some vlogs and trying to catch up is like, I didn't start this that long ago. I mean, yes, there was some prep time, but the actual physical writing was not that long ago. And yes, I had some stuff already written from that old proposal that didn't get picked up, that I've been folding in and changing and taking out and putting back in again and changing. And it's coming along pretty well. But my point was, there was a point. And my point was that, so I've only started writing it in May, and we're now at the beginning of July at time of filming. It is the 5th of July. And I'm like, oh, I've been working on this book forever. I'm not going to get it done in time. Let's do the rough draft challenge. I cannot say that quickly. And finish the first draft by the end of the month. I'm like, A, why am I rushing? And B, why am I rushing? Why do I think I've been working on this book for so long? Well, I have been. If you think about it, it's been a story that has, and I've talked about this, I think over on Substack and maybe here in my goals video, which I will also put a link card to somewhere. I've been thinking about this Arthurian story since I was a teenager, and I am no longer a teenager, obviously. So I've been thinking about this for a long, long time. So I think that is, plus the hiatus of 2 weeks, like I'm just really want to get in and write. So I've set a goal of 60 pages, which I think will get me to the end of the manuscript. I am 90% sure now that I have way underestimated that. It might be more like 120 pages till I get to the end of the manuscript, but we'll see. I'm also finding in this first week, I've only been doing it for like the last 3 days because the family holiday is going to like overlapped at the beginning of July. This possible lowball challenge has meant that I'm actually having a balanced day. I do an hour of writing or so, then I have to transcribe it, and then I'm free to go on to do the honey-do list, stuff around the house, appointments, whatever, other creative stuff like editing all these videos, which has been sitting for ages, and that kind of thing. So it's turned out to be helping me restore balance after having a 2 weeks of just, being on holiday. I had a goal of getting started on Obsidian and Flame Season 2, because Season 1 was very well received, so it seems silly not to do Season 2. Plus, I left everybody hanging, so I do need to resolve an issue there. I have a plot. I have a skerrick of a very short story that kind of introduces the new happenings, but I haven't had the time yet to write it, so this may be something I will switch to after I finish this rough draft of the Arthurian prequel, or I may end up switching it, or I may end up waiting until much later in the year. It might become, I have a holiday towards the end of the year, my holiday writing project. Why not? Because if the Arthurian prequel is not finished by then, and it does have a lot of work to do, I need to do a lot of layering. I need to do some more research because I have decided not only where I'm putting Arthur's stronghold, but I found a book that describes it. Leslie Alcock's Cadbury Castle. I'm just going to play with that, see what he has discovered there, and sort of like bring that and flesh it and bring it to life. So needs to be a lot more description. I've not done a great job of describing the characters. I know what they look like. But still, I haven't done a great job of that as yet. So there's lots of layering and stuff that needs to happen. This first draft is just basically getting the action down, getting the dialogue down, and making sure I don't go off the rails with the emotional story, which is the second chance romance. So there is quite a lot to be done with this Arthurian prequel, and I imagine it's going to take me through to my September writing retreat because I'm going back to the lighthouse. You can look forward to another vlog on that one. But yes, so I'm hoping to finish up that project pretty much by the end of September, beginning of October, and then I can switch gears October, November, December to work on Obsidian and Flame because writing goals are meant for the entire year. I also mentioned social media in my writing goals. YouTube, we're still here. I'm putting out videos weekly and still flying by the seat of my pants. The vlogs are the bread and butter, and these forward-facing videos are like my little bits in between. So we're just going to see what happens with this channel. I do still have a dollhouse tour to do with Ida Thea's. Let me just tilt this. Hold. There she is. She's finished. We do still need to tour that. And I do have footage collected of making it. I don't know how much of that is useful. Like, I have a studio cleanup, which I might just use as B-roll somewhere, which is all for me putting stuff away from making the journals for the Midyear Chronicles, because that is now finished. I did not need to discover any more books. However, I am still making a book. I know. I'll talk about that in a future video. Look for a video called The Moonstone Files, and that will be me telling you all about that particular project. It's one of those harebrained ideas that just pop up and off you go to the races and don't look back. So that'll be like a series of short stories, I think, connected by the Moonstone, Celine's vow. So that's coming up, but mainly I want to start now with my artistic practice, doing more collaging, making journals that tell a story like the Ida Thea journals have done, but a little more sketchily, I think. Not deep story, but like, daily life kind of things. I don't know. It's going to be what it's going to be. I want to just like straight out collage and just have fun with pictures and backgrounds and things. Because we're here to have fun. Back to social media. I have pretty much abandoned both Pinterest and Instagram. I had a stab at Pinterest in particular, but yeah, it didn't take. And I found like I hooked up my Instagram to my Pinterest, so things would pop over on the rare occasions I posted to Instagram, and then I would get dinged that the sound that I used on Instagram for the the reel. It's not available on Pinterest. I don't know why. Isn't it owned by the same company? Anyway, I don't think I got much in the way of anything from any of those sources, at least not according to my statistics. So I'm not going to waste time on that. I'm going to hang out on Substack, hang out here on YouTube. I'm getting to know a few of the author tubers here and just generally having a good time. So yeah, that's my big plan. For social media. Out the door, baby. I haven't deleted any accounts because I need to keep up with people, but anyway. So that's all my writing goals. We're still pretty much on track. We slid a couple of months with getting things done, but that's okay. The deadlines are mine and nobody else's. So long as I kept putting stuff out on Substack weekly, which I have, not a problem. And I've been doing pretty well keeping up with YouTube as well. So Techo Kaigi update. I've been using the Happy Planner. It's nice, big, happy. But it's terrible to take around on trips and stuff. Not that I've had that many trips this year. But I do use a smaller traveler's notebook for that. But I've discovered that if I go down in size with rings, a smaller Happy Planner is quite easy. So I can just pull out the pages I need, put it into the smaller notebook, and we're away. It's currently serving as my rough draft challenge notebook, but it was a good thing to learn. I don't have to do double entry, which is such a pain. Here's the other edition. It is the card size traveler's notebook, 20th edition, 20th anniversary. There, the 20th anniversary. I have turned it into my wallet. I had a lovely leather wallet, but it had no coin purse. Now I have a coin purse, and Australia has a lot of coins. These are just the $1 and $2 coins. So what I've done, I'm not going to show you all of it because it's got card details, but I bought, let me just show you the back. I bought like a plastic sleevey thing to put my cards in because this thing is not enough to hold many, and I was worried that it would fly open and fall out. I don't know why, because so far so good. I have one card in there that would not be great if I lost. And I have my little Kawaii Sports in here. It's currently got Celadon Cat from Diming. And I have one, and I used the folder that came with to put money in, which I've had to fold up, which is annoying, but anyway. And then this has been the big change. This is me attempting to get away from notes. So what I have done is when I have an idea or a thought, instead of putting it down in my notes and forgetting that it's there, it's now in here. And then once a week or so, I go through and I move the things. Like I have an idea for a YouTube video. I put that in my YouTube ideas in my planner. So that's a place where I can go and reference it. Or I have an idea for a thing to do and I'll put that into my schedule. Or buying a book or a song or something, and I check that off, and then this just becomes notes I can discard. The kit came with several notebooks, so I'm only a couple of pages in, and we'll see how we go. They're supposed to be releasing more in September, like refills, etc., so hopefully that is the case. Otherwise, I'll be making my own or buying from people who make their own. But that's my addition to the Techo Kaigi. It is a cute little thing. It fits in my purse in I think I'd say it's about a centimeter thicker than my original wallet. And I was also carrying a coin purse around, so this is actually smaller than those two things combined. So that's my Techo Kaigi. Those are my writing goals update. If you made writing goals at the beginning of the year, how are you going? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, please, if you like this video, please like it. It helps boost my visibility to the YouTube world. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. I'm not going to ask you to turn on the notifications bell because that's annoying. I'm sure you just pop in, like me, into your subscriptions tab and see what's new. Hi, I'm new. So yes, and of course, don't forget to pop over to projectstarfish.substack.com to read all my fiction, short stories, serials. I wrote this fun little short story in response to a prompt. There are writing prompts over on Substack. There is a great writing community over there. If you are an author and want to like hang out with, other authors and not necessarily talk biz, I think it's more, just more like a social hangout that's perfect for introverts because you don't have to go out. It's what it feels like to me. So over there, projectstarfish.substack.com. It's the Mordredi Chronicles. It is fantasy, romance, historical fiction. I got a couple of modern day ones in there. A few short stories that are unrelated to sea dragons. I know. I gave them their own sections, so they kept away with everything else. So yeah, I think that's everything. I need to go and do a writing sprint before 12 o'clock today because that's my changeover time on a Sunday to spend the afternoon reading and refilling the well. And I'm way behind on my Substack reading. I read about, I think last time I counted it was 20 serials. So that's a lot of reading to get in. I don't read very many actual books. But today I do want to try and finish reading Firefly Wedding because I now have, I think the final book was volume 6, I think. And I've only read 1 and 2, so I have to read the rest of those. I got those in a recent trip to Sydney. My afternoon is reading and refilling the well. I have a lot of Substack serials to catch up on and short stories and various other posts. Plus, I'm doing Junk Journal July with ink and pages. I'll link to that below too. I'm actually trying to use up my printables from her because I haven't used a lot of what she puts into her kits. So that's my goal for that. So the next video you'll see from me is a bit of a catch-up vlog. My vlogs usually run 15 minutes. This one's going to get closer to 30 because I'm squeezing them together so we can get caught up, and you can follow me along on the rough draft challenge while it's still minimally July. I suspect that's going to roll into August. And I suspect, as we're doing these writerly whispers, it's going to keep rolling for a while longer as I work on the successive drafts of this Arthurian prequel. Thanks for hanging in to the end. I am at 25 minutes. I am going to edit this down though because there's lots of false starts. So we will see you next time. Be well, stay safe, and I'll see you then. Bye.